Okay, no aneurysm causing graphics this time, just straight up painting. Here's how I got my Incubi painted to a decent tabletop quality in just a few hours. I have 5 from the combat patrol, but also 5 from the boarding actions box I managed to grab from my friendly local gaming store. So I'll be speed painting all of them together. I want to differentiate my Incubi from my main troops, and lore-wise, the Incubi are essentially elite hired goons for the Archons.
Hired goons?
So I want them to retain a slight bit of colour with the rest of the army, but diverge so they have a more distinctive look. Consistency being key, and me being an idiot, no grey plastic this time, just straight to the base coats. Colourforge matte black, then Colourforge Imperial Purple, and with these shiny new gloves on for less hand washing. I'm going to start the divergence from the Kabalites here. I'm using white ink as a zenithal. I won't lie, I was a bit nervous about how this came out initially, but we just have to trust the process. I'm returning to a primary Kabalite colour here, the appropriately named Incubi Darkness, to do a gradient layer. I'm using my airbrush again, and I did attempt to leave some purple in the recesses, but upon inspection, the purple really wasn't noticeable. At this stage, I decided to really lean into the divergence and applied some black into the shadows. After looking at the models though, I thought at this stage that they were far too dark, so I wanted to try and add in some highlights. I mixed up some more Incubi Darkness and some white to create a light turquoise colour, and began to hit up just the most visible areas of the model. And because I can't decide on anything, I then decided to return to the idea of purple shadows and hit some Naggaroth Night in the shadows. Now we're looking good. One key thing you can take away when painting is just to keep trying and tweaking until you find the right look. I then did some very fine edge highlights on the shoulder plates of the models using Thunderhawk Blue, really selling this now bluish green. With the armour done, I now began working on the remaining details. The swords being the corrupted wraithbone, it's Rhinox hide, Rakarth flesh, and then pallid witch flesh. So this way I get to keep that visual look across the entire army. I also base coated the horns on the helmets with Rhinox hide at this point too. Now at this point I tried something a little bit different. I tried using my AK enamel without gloss varnishing the models first.
You need to leave!
It seemed to work fine. Then I decided to do all of the loincloths as pieces of flesh hanging from their belts. So these were base coated with Bugman's Glow. The horns were then layered with some Xandri dust. I got the eyes and the ribbons tied around their arms done in Mephiston red, and then did a little highlight of Wazdaka red, and a little mix of Bugman's Glow and Kislev flesh for layering on the loincloths. With that done, it's just a couple of the details left hanging off of those back things. What even are those? Something I've not mentioned is the sand I used to base my Dark Eldar, I hope that makes you happy, Crash Headroom, is taken from the beach around St. Michael's Mount, near Penzance in Cornwall. I took a little bucket, then baked it in the oven when I got home to kill off any bacteria, and now it's totally usable as gravel. Then as per, painted them black and huzzah. Dark Eldar Incubi. I do love these guys. I fell in love with the original 3rd edition models when I was a kid, and always wanted a full retinue to protect my poorly painted Archon. And now I have a full set as an adult and they're even cooler than I could have imagined. I've managed to play a couple of games with them, and they absolutely slay in combat. Now with this video done, I've just got the Scourgers left to do at this stage of the Drukhari project. I've got some more videos lined up after this, but if there's anything you want to see me try my hand at, get your requests in now as I'll start building up a bit of a backlog of painting ideas. I have a little Trello board where I'm keeping track of my projects so you can see what's coming down the line. I'll leave the link in the doobly-doo. I also have a few ideas for some non-painting videos so you can see what's coming there too. Thanks for watching, I'll see you on the next one.